I will not hide the fact that managing and doing social media full-time for my job, which is what a lot of these people do, is managing a cocaine crack addiction. Welcome back to the Punters Politics Podcast, the show where we make politics simple for the everyday punter like me, Conrad.
And like me, James. And each week, we dig into the stuff that politicians hope you don't notice.
Punter James, this episode, I recap the TikTok awards. We bring on...
Oh, geez, can't wait.
We bring on the two politicians in this special episode.
A 2-for-1 special.
And they might be able to pep you up. We will see about that. And... I think that's about it, but it's still good.
That was a big and that's it.
And that's it.
Okay, before we get into that very important stuff that you just mentioned, did you see Miss Pauline Hanson wearing a burqa this week?
Is that her official title?
Politician Pauline
Correct.
Hanson.
Yeah.
Did you see her wearing a burqa? Again, shall I say?
Yes, I did.
Great.
It's beauty pageant politics. Let the drama spin. But I ain't spending any time on it.
Now, Punter James, while we're not spending any time on it.
No time, please.
No time.
No.
Obviously, distraction politics.
Yep, let's move on.
Big waste of time. I do want to say this, though.
All right.
It is designed as distraction politics. We all know it. News covers it wall to wall.
Yeah.
Like, once again, Barnaby falls over last week. Pauline wears a burqa this week.
Yep.
Dominates the news. I just want to say this to punters who might see themselves on the political left. It is designed to gain attention and to stoke outrage.
Yep.
When you respond with that level of outrage, maybe certain senators blasting after, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Whatever your opinion is, all I'm saying is fuel to the fire, baby.
Yep.
Fuel to the fire, which is obviously why we're not spending any time on it whatsoever.
Absolute rage bait.
Yeah.
I did have a friend say her legs looked great when she walked in. I was like, what is she now, 70?
71 or 72. I mean, hey, if you still got it, flaunt it in a burqa, I guess. Anyway,
I thought the idea of a burqa was to cover everything up, essentially. I don't know why the legs were still out. Yeah,
failed.
A half burqa?
Yeah,
I don't know how it works.
That's why I was outraged.
Yeah, that's right. How does a 71-year-old's legs still look that good? Conrad, you're gross.
I was thinking of returning the burqa because it didn't successfully cover those said legs, which clearly distracted one of your friends who...
will remain nameless.
What's the term for an older cougar? A geriatric cougar?
Yeah, maybe.
It's got to be. So anyway, obviously we're spending no time on it.
Yeah, of course. But also, did you see Pauline and Barnaby having a dinner?
Yes, I did.
It's beauty pageant politics. Let the drama spin. But I ain't spending any time on it.
While we're spending no time on it, I wonder who paid for the bill.
Yeah, while we're spending no time on it, some news outlets reported, which I thought was a relevant detail, the type of Wagyu steaks they use. Did you see that in the news?
No, but I want to know. I'm assuming Japanese, not Australian?
Think Australian.
Okay.
But wealthy Australian.
Oh, something that Gina owns?
Correct.
No, I thought that was a stab in the dark.
So this is what I love while we're spending no time on this. You've got the two most icons of Aussie battler. And this kind of irks me. Because this is my dome. Look at, you see this mullet?
Yeah.
This is Aussie battler. We have, obviously, ex-teacher. I've got my credentials of regular punter right there.
Yes.
We got two career politicians. Yeah, Pauline used to own a fish and chip shop, etc., etc. But here we have two icons of Aussie Australia, of Battler Australia, dining on the most expensive steaks you can possibly buy, owned by a billionaire. You can't get these steaks at Coles and Woolies. I looked it up. It is from Australian 2GR, which Gina bought like 10 years ago or something.
Right.
Premium Wagyu beef. I'm like, oh, where can I buy these? It lists restaurants overlooking the Sydney Harbour, Punter James. Now, they are restaurants I have not frequented. So my question I put to you while we're spending no time on this whatsoever, how does Aussie battler, woman of the punter, Pauline, get access to these exclusive steaks? Did she get them while she was on her trip to Thailand with Gina, I might say?
Potentially. Here's the thing. I'm looking at that advert that you've got up at the moment on the website, 9+ Wagyu. Now, I don't know, but...
As a vegetarian, I don't know.
I know more than you then. So
yeah, you do.
A little personal anecdote here. Me and my wife went to a very nice restaurant in Newcastle yesterday.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. It's very much a one-off. It was definitely a...
owns a house, goes to restaurants.
Listen, it was definitely a fantastic dining experience. Now, to give you a little insight, that's saying 9+ Wagyu.
Yeah.
Remember, Conrad, this is a one-off. But we shared a steak yesterday, and it was a 9+.
You know what brings you back down? Shared a steak. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
because I'm sure you looked at the price. What was that price
for a 9+? For a 300-gram sirloin? It was $98, which is a lot of money, right? But here's the thing: on that menu, a 12+ steak, which I guess is the rating, I'm not sure, went up to like $468. So ours was very reasonable. But
so we want to know what plusages.
Yeah,
that they were rolling.
The 12+ one was like $350 to $450, and for larger cuts of meat, like for a tomahawk or something like that. But these are expensive steaks.
Bloody hell!
Barnaby and Pauline may look like one of the people.
They can either, one, afford to buy this, which I have a problem with,
yeah,
or two, got them through a hookup, which once again, Gina and Pauline very cozy. So
yes.
All I want to say to you punters out there who are like, yeah, bloody love Pauline, she's on my team. Are you eating 9+ Wagyu beef steaks from your friend Gina? You are not. When she goes into vote for the regular punters, is she voting on a full stomach
of 12+ Wagyu beef from Japan somewhere? Yeah.
And has that, no, not Japan, from Gina.
Yeah.
And is that going to influence whether she taxes Gina's mining cartels properly, charges royalties properly? Because we all know our lady Gina does pay tax, which I give her credit for, but has a big old whinge about it, and she is doing everything she can to make herself pay less.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we spent no time on that, but I do also quickly want to point out the sandwich press was a good touch. I'm a big fan. Use it for everything. Just got a new one, upgraded. I love it. I cook everything on it. So, Pauline, I'll give you 2 points back for squashing those things
for
into
people
the
out there
press.
who haven't seen it, but she cooks her steak on a sandwich press when she's in a sitting week in Canberra.
Respect. I got to pay it where I got to pay it. Respect. Well done.
Speaking of people getting things for free or discounted when they hold a position of power.
Yes.
You might have seen something that came up in your feed yesterday around the numero uno, number one, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese tying the knot with his now lovely wife. Don't you say anything. Clap. Clap right now.
I think
Congratulations.
a jingle needs to be rolled.
Congratulations.
Roll jingle.
It's beauty pageant politics. Let the drama spin. But I ain't spending any time on it.
Now, I know you don't care about it
No,
because
not
you're
in
a
the
terrible person. However, while we're spending no time on it,
This is a triple banger. We've
Look,
never done this
while
before.
while we're spending no time on it, guess where they got married?
A church?
No, they got married at the lodge. Can you please tell everyone what the lodge is?
Oh, that's where the Prime Minister lives.
It's not his house, it's the Australian people's house.
My house.
That he lives in while he's in Canberra, right?
Yeah.
How is it? Now, here's the thing. Conrad, when you and your lovely wife, Brooke, got married...
Did I get married at my house?
Did you have to pay for somewhere to get married?
Quite a substantial sum of money.
Right. I know that me and my wife, we had to pay as well. So...
Okay,
here's the question.
Just to spend no time on it, play devil's advocate. Security reasons?
You can't tell me that he can't take his security elsewhere.
He does go other places in his life.
He goes.
He doesn't only go.
If you can do an international trip to the
During
US.
COVID, I'll allow it.
I want to know if he paid for it or not.
Yeah.
But geez, I'm glad we didn't spend any time on it.
I'm glad we're not spending any time on it. Back to real business. TikTok Awards recap.
Okay, when is the real business coming up? No, look, this is your world, right? Well, it's fast becoming your world. This was your first awards night.
First awards night.
You told us last week.
I also had to hustle them for a ticket. Yeah. I saw some influencers with less followers than me.
This world blows my mind, Conrad. Yeah. It is literally all about a figure on an Instagram page.
It's a numbers dick measuring contest for sure. You're like, oh, that guy's got this. And then you can see the clout that people have. And I'm walking around being like, don't know any of these people. Oh, know him. And, you know, it's this. Yeah. It's this whole thing. So it is quite the world. So I did hit up the DM guys that do this podcast. I was like, they're connected. So I'm like,
this is probably good for the everyday punter out there to know that you didn't get invited. You worked hard to get a ticket.
I swindled. I was like, I don't have much on TikTok.
This is the world of content, right? Content and numbers on social media.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
So I was like, oh, it looks like a good time. You get to meet a bunch of creators and stuff. It is that weird thing where I'm like, I'm a man of the punters. Yeah. But now I'm wearing a suit at these like fancy events with the red carpet. Everyone's with their selfie sticks. Everyone's creating content. You know, Gen Z's everywhere. You feel old when you're there. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, what are you, 37?
6, but thank you. Yeah, it was an interesting experience, and I thought I'd just give a bit of a recap on things that were not mentioned at that award ceremony. You know, some good creators got some awards, good on them. Like, I don't know, like it's a hard bloody thing to do. Like this game is rigged against you. You're literally pumping out content to the whims of the algorithm. Please, Lord God of the algorithm, please bless this thing that I spent 12 hours creating. And then you post it and they don't. And you're like, okay, I'll get up tomorrow and do the same thing. So it is like, I'm not saying the job's hard because obviously I used to be a teacher. Yeah. I know real jobs are hard.
Yeah.
But there is this certain creative destruction that happens to your ego and your willpower and your want to, to be on these platforms all the time.
For sure.
And so when someone, gets an award, I'm like, good on you. Hate the game, don't hate the players. Good on you. TikTokers out there. I am half one of you. No, I'm one of you. Let's face it. And good on you. But things that weren't mentioned at the TikTok awards that I'll just point out. Right. Ran mid-roll ads during ceremony.
What, like had ads up?
Like
during the actual awards?
This award brought to you by insert sponsor, which I'm like, okay, fine. This sponsor has sponsored this award. I get it. Very common. Then the award finishes. The person gives their speech. Good on you. Clap, clap, clap. Mid-roll ad, like a YouTube, like literally.
Okay.
And we're all live sitting in there. Yeah. I'm like, are you lit? This is internment camp kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Two things come to my mind. Number one was straight away just at the Punters Politics political fundraising dinner.
I did.
We but this is why, right? We had ads pop up for like 1 or 2 minutes in the middle of everything, like in an intermission. Yeah. But the purpose of that was to take the piss.
As an absurd joke.
Exactly.
I thought, how funny would it be to force everyone to watch mid-roll ads of the sponsors, which we are so appreciative of. And I thought this was taking the piss, but no.
Yeah.
And this is legit. There was no satire.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that comes up, it's like when there is a massive awards, like for acting or music or whatever, the ARIAs or whatever they're called, the Oscars.
Yeah.
They have live music acts come up all the time to keep it entertaining. No, we don't need that. No. We have some nice advertisements for you.
Oh, also no food. There was like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
It was like a 6-7 hour event and there were 2 food trucks.
Is that it?
2 for 5,000 people.
TikTokers don't eat?
They were handing out free OxyShred, not sponsored, but
sweet.
So would I take a sponsorship? I don't know if I would take a sponsorship from OxyShred. We'll see. But I was like,
take it to the Punters on Patreon.
We'll take it to the Punters on Patreon. I don't know how I feel about it.
I will take a sponsorship from OxyShreds.
So they were giving out freebies. I was chowing protein bars because I was so hungry. At least I got a free protein bar. But when you're really hungry, a protein bar just doesn't cut it, man. That's the thing where it's like get your protein intake up and keep calories low. Give me those calories. I want the calories. So food was not great. But let's go to the event. Things they didn't mention during the entirety of the awards, which might be fair enough. TikTok Awards didn't mention that mental health in teenagers has deteriorated at an accelerating rate in the last 2 decades. More or less exactly since when social media and smartphones were in existence. Didn't mention that.
Why would you mention that?
Nope. And also didn't mention that people between 15 and 19 are 2.7 times more likely to experience an eating disorder. That never came up.
I wouldn't mention that if I was TikTok either.
Nope.
Silly.
Wouldn't mention it. Also, weirdly didn't mention that 20,000 Year 10 students found TikTok was associated with the poorest life satisfaction in females.
Perfect. Yeah.
Fun fact, it was Discord for males.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. That's not a thing for my age group. I really think.
No. We're like, what is a Discord?
Yeah. If you please explain what one Discord is.
Let me tell you what was mentioned, though.
Was the under 16 social media ban mentioned?
There were Channel 9. I'm a bit annoyed. I didn't go upstairs and check like the red carpet area where you can get a photo and pose and stuff. Channel 9 were up there interviewing people. What do you think about social media bans?
Right.
Oh, I've got opinions.
I saw something with Hannah Ferguson on there and she spoke really well to it.
Yeah. I would have loved to. They were just asking to. And respect to the TikTokers that were like, above my pay grade.
Yeah, or
I respect it.
Or there was, I saw one lady and she was like, my demographic's 20 to 40. It doesn't bother me. And so she like was unopinionated about it. I was like, that's brilliant.
Well, I love it. There's nothing wrong with being like, haven't looked into it, not going to have an opinion.
Don't tell me all these under 16-year-olds aren't going to find 3 workarounds in the first week anyway.
We'll come to that in a minute.
Okay, cool.
Let me tell you what was mentioned during this entire 2-hour plus front and back end. Community. Posting changed my life. Community. I blew up overnight. Community. Going live on TikTok changed my life. Community. They were the themes of the entire night.
Well, community is important. There's an epidemic of loneliness.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
By no means might social media be contributing to this epidemic of loneliness. But I just got to pay, once again, hate the game, don't hate the player. I think is the unofficial motto of this podcast.
Yeah.
I throw no shade on anyone using these dodgy tools and things like that to get ahead, but I will criticize the game. I got to say, well played by TikTok and other social media. Like you see, this is the plays that they make. Community is the most important thing. And they mention it enough. You just say community enough and put a TikTok logo enough, you're going to make people think TikTok is community.
Yes.
Now, I can just tell you from my firsthand experience, I would not use that word to describe what it is like to be on TikTok.
It quite full on the comments and responses on things, isn't it?
It's on the positives. Isn't it nice that we can bypass the corporate media to get stories and messages out there?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Got to pay it props there. But I will not hide the fact that managing and doing social media full-time for my job, which is what a lot of these people do, is managing a cocaine crack addiction, both of those, whilst trying to be functional. I have a tool, not sponsored, but I have like Bloom, like a tap thing that I have to walk to the kitchen
I know.
tap.
It's super annoying because you'll need to look up, we'll be like in recording something and you'll have to look up a comment on your phone.
Yeah.
You'll have to walk to the fridge, tap your phone to unlock your apps.
For like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So I've locked myself out. Like I can get in whenever I want. Yeah. And I just realized, it's not worth getting up.
Yeah.
That's how useful that. And so like I'm literally managing this addiction and trying to manage the psychological abuse from like bot farms and a-hole punters out there who are just dicks on social. Yeah. So just community is just not the word I would be using to like fulfill my social.
And that's the thing. Maybe that's the other side of it. Like you're talking about politics, which for a lot of people can be divisive, right? It shouldn't be, but it can be. However, maybe some of the community they're talking about is a positive community of like, I don't know, gaming or different things like that. Maybe it can be a positive environment for some people.
Once again, I just wouldn't call that community. Community, I think, are the people you connect with, people you're actually associated with, meeting with, whereas this is a pseudo-community.
Yeah, it's like an online community, right?
An online community, which just means the internet, you know? And so it has both those elements to it, where there are some good things, and then we're just trying to build up this thing, but there is clearly detrimental issues to people's mental health and well-being with these platforms.
You before saying the TikTok logo next to the word community, and eventually they start speaking to each other. That reminded me of when I was driving in here, actually. There's a big insurance billboard, and I don't know what insurance company, but one of the big ones, and it's got home of the dad jokes, and it's got like a family around a kitchen, and then it's got the insurance company bottom right corner. Family. I'm like, oh my goodness, get out of here.
It's just good marketing, right?
It's great marketing, but it makes me angry.
Dad jokes are my domain. Yes, I've insurance.
Yeah, that's right.
So then this obviously brings us to the social media ban. For under 16s, which I won't really go into, but maybe in future we'll get a Puntermon on to discuss,
December 10th, I think it comes in,
Yeah. We can go into, people on the Instagrams are always like, digital ID, here's the digital ID, the government's come for us.
Yep.
This categorically is not that.
Okay.
I will also join you in the digital ID when the government does do something like that.
Okay, so you're supportive of not getting into that digital ID.
Government, there are lots of issues with government hoarding data, but there's also lots of issues with tech companies hoarding data, which they do frequently.
But you are supportive of the under 16s
It's a complex. I'm not really going to go into it because it's one of those things where I'm like, listen, kids shouldn't be on there. Just a fact. I taught kids at school. It is a bullying factory, a depression factory. It absolutely
it's overwhelmingly better for them not to be on it.
I'm addicted. I'm telling you right now. This is like I'm managing a crack addiction while working. It's like I have a job where I have to take crack to work.
Yeah,
and I have to no, it's a Wednesday. Don't take it today, Conrad, but I really want to. And then wake up an hour later. Whoa, what happened?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So all of that being said, I'm okay in some respects of the government saying it's illegal, and yes, kids will get around it, but at least the government can say you're not supposed to be on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there is power in, government saying that's illegal, but also people finding workarounds. On a completely unrelated segue that I just want to use this, and I know everyone on YouTube is going to just lose their minds over nuance around a social media ban. Digital ID, tyranny. It's okay. Just ignore it. We'll come to that. We'll do that in another episode. I want to get a bit of a rant on the record on what happens when the government balls up and does something. So obviously big tech don't want this ban to happen. Because why? It will cost them money. Meaning the government can do something to hurt companies if they don't pay us what they owe us or do what they want. So if big tech, which isn't paying tax, which is the thing I would put even above a social media ban, to be honest, sorry, depressed teenagers. If they don't want to pay a digital service tax or whatever it is, because they are harming the fabric of our democracy. That's just a measurable fact. Despite me using it It's
for sure.
The government, when they put the thumb on the scale like that and say, we're going to ban it, other apps now can exist. There is now competition. What potentially could happen, this is how China essentially invented alternatives to all of big tech. It's WeChat. I lived there for a year and, they would just WeChat for everything.
Yep.
China essentially went, we're going to block those. I had a VPN in China and I would still use Instagram while I was over there, which might be a good segue for a segment coming up. Surfshark VPN ad coming. But when the government kind of blocked that, this whole industry comes up and now there's competition.
More options in the market, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the government, big tech wants to tell us there's nothing that can be done. Oh, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
What is unequivocally good for our economy and for everyone is more options to choose from on social media, on everything.
Yeah.
More players. I'm a free market guy. Look at me go. The government can do something about it. And this is an example of when they do try to do something, it can shift things. So we could, as a result of this, have an alternative social media that might have the chance of being worse, potentially, sure.
Yeah.
But also potentially of a new player coming in and competing and getting better products out there.
Yep.
So weird random segue that comes from this whole TikTok talk. Don't believe big corporations when they say nothing can be done.
Yeah.
Things can be done. They just deliberately make you think it can't so that they can keep making lots of money.
That's the bottom line.
Punter James, on a completely unrelated note, wouldn't it be great if there was something you could do about the large foreign corporations stealing all your data, tracking everything you do, getting hacked, all your personal data, being out there on the dark web for everyone to buy at the highest bidder?
Look, I noticed the tone of your voice and I can see where this is going. So play on player.
For no reason in particular mid-podcast, I would like to bring up Surfshark VPN because it encrypts all your internet activity. So these data mining corporations can't spy on you without your consent, which is their entire business models.
Encrypts. It sounds really secure, but does it actually work?
Well, not only does it work, but like I mentioned just before, very organically I'll mention, you can access geo-blocked content from overseas, which when I was teaching for a year in China, our whole internet is on Google, Instagram, all those things, and they're all blocked in China. But it was totally okay because, and this is no word of a lie, I had Surfshark VPN, which is partly why I partnered with them because I've used them before.
Fair enough. Well, I guess sign me up.
Oh, fantastic. So then go to surfshark.com/punters and use the code punters at checkout to get an extra 4 months of Surfshark VPN. They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So you've got literally nothing to lose except the corporate surveillance.
I do just want to point out that we punters here on the Punters Politics podcast are very fussy with the sponsorship details, and this has gone through the Patreon punters for their approval.
Correct.
It got the stamp.
Got the stamp. I put every new sponsor to a vote on the punters over on Patreon.
Surfshark VPN came through positive.
Positive, so that's why they're here. So cheers Surfshark for the support. Cheers punters over on Patreon. Punter James, 2-for-1 special, 2 politicians, not from the same political party. How about that?
Wow, how about that?
We have politician Nicolette Boele, who is an independent who defeated a Liberal Party politician, go figure, Liberal Party collapsing, independents rolling through, get this, by a 26 vote margin.
Oh, not percent, votes.
Votes. Like, you could literally put
out of
the
hundreds
people
of thousands
in a minibus who decided the election in her electorate.
And some people say voting doesn't matter.
And genuinely, like,
to those 26 people,
people, they literally determined whether the Liberal Party's off.
Now, she's an independent member in, like, North Sydney somewhere. I don't know where, but I see her office when I drive from Sydney back to Newcastle.
Okay. Yeah, North Sydney sort of area. Well in line with the teal seats that they won. Background in finance and clean energy.
Right. Okay.
So she's not a career politician.
Wow. Actually had a job. How good.
How good. The Labor politician that is joining us.
Now, have we had federal Labor politicians before?
We have. We've had Minister politician Chris Bowen.
Chris Bowen, yes, of course.
So we appreciate the Labor politicians taking time because these are the power makers.
Yeah.
These are the ones making the decision.
Yep.
Now, this is politician Ed Husic. He's been a politician since 2010, so probably in the career politician category.
Okay.
Been a Minister of Science and Industry before, so he has been a big dog.
Held a portfolio.
Yep. So he's like the holographic Pokemon.
Oh yeah, but he can
politician,
change.
You know, quite a powerful one.
Yeah, right.
And but not at the moment.
Oh, has he done
he
something
was a minister.
naughty?
Yeah, he was a minister. And then this new election, there was a reshuffle. So Labor have all these infighting and factions. I'm not across it. I'm not a Labor member. I don't know. I just want you guys to do what I say. I don't care what goes on in your little clubhouse.
Yep.
And essentially something went on and they bumped him from the backbench.
So going from a minister portfolio...
bumped him from the front bench.
Yeah, so going from a minister or front bench back to being a backbencher, it's quite a big thing.
Yeah, like being a minister is like a huge deal. You're like overseeing a whole bunch of stuff. Whereas when you're a minister, you're just an MP. You represent your community, you're part of the thing, and you get the vote, et cetera, et cetera. And so, gossip girl in here, like something's going on. Like he's obviously not a favourite of Albo, is the general gist.
Well, at the moment, I'm sure it could change.
Yeah, who knows with what goes on inside party politics. But he's been more vocal than others about certain issues. Take a look at this.
We cannot tolerate being lectured to by overseas buyers telling us what we can do with our gas when they on-sell the gas they get from us to make a massive profit. Last year, Japan resold a third of the LNG it purchased from Australia, making over $1 billion in profit, and in quantities large enough to supply our domestic industry for a year. This nation should not be reduced to pauper status. We should be an energy superpower, and that should translate to economic strength. That's the ambition we should have no hesitation in pursuing. In this country, it's almost like we're embarrassed about possessing so many resources and are so timid we feel we just have to cop what overseas companies and buyers tell us. What rot! Or we're spooked by this argument. If we demand too much, these companies won't invest in new fields. Lame. We beg for the scraps, forced to cop globally indexed pricing that has absolutely no relationship to the cost of production. Our gas, our prices. That should be the bedrock, the cornerstone of our thinking. The cost of doing business in this country for multinational gas firms is that they must provide a gas price in line with historic pre-pandemic levels. Predictable voices will tell you all we need is more supply. That's misleading. We need supply at the right prices, and we need contracts that are fair. Manufacturers often tell me they're unable to get contracts longer than 12 months because of the profiteering obsession by gas companies holding out to ramp up prices beyond the contract period. This is intolerable. Tinkering at the edges is not enough to fix this.
So that's in Parliament. He's stolen some of my talking points.
Are you claiming them?
I'll claim him. He can have them.
He's pushing the Punters agenda here. It's fantastic.
He picked up the barrow.
We thought we were going to have to pay for a lobbyist. Apparently not.
Apparently we got one. Granted, he's one MP in the Labor Party. That's the party of government. So it pepped my step to see potentially what's going on. So we wanted to get both politicians on to discuss the pet issue of the Punters, which is gas. Now, to kick off, quick question. What were you talking about that might have bumped you to the front of the queue to get on the Punters Politics podcast? Because, politicians, we don't like to have too many on, but when they're talking about things we punters care about, we bump you to the front of the queue. What do you think it was, Nicolette?
Our gas.
Ding, ding, ding.
There's other people getting to pay less money for our gas than we do, and the punters are missing out and the multinationals are winning.
Both of you have stood up in Parliament and kind of railed against it. I love hearing a politician rail against the gas cartels. Politician Ed, it's interesting coming from a Labor politician. It did pep my step when I saw a Labor politician, Labor, the party of government, kind of take an aim at the enemy I've been firing bullets at for quite a little bit of time there. What, I suppose, are you pushing against?
So gas has been an issue for me for years. Actually, that really sounded bad.
Me too.
We've all been there.
I just think the way we as a country have managed our resources, and I said the other day, it's almost like we feel embarrassed sometimes that we have so many of them and we're like, here, take them. I think we need to have a much more strategic way that really focuses on maximum bang for the buck for the country, and that we prioritise our needs first, that we should be an energy superpower, and that should give us a lot of economic strength. And I do feel like we are ripped off, and I do think there are things that we can do to fix this up. And I do think, and the absolute cornerstone in my thinking, is our gas, our prices. We can't keep having our gas impacted by export, where we shunt off 80% of our gas. And I think we've just got to get a bit of metal in the spine in terms of demanding better, not the least of which is a cost of doing business is that you give us a better rate of gas to get access to our fields. Full stop.
Here. Nicolette, you pushed the motion of, I guess, what everyone's speaking to in Parliament House. Talk me through what that was, what you're looking to get, and, how successful you think that is likely to be.
Yeah, well, likelihood of anyone really taking notice is fairly small, but look at that. There's someone from the Labor Party, so maybe. But I did pass a motion, and it's pretty much what Ed's just summarised, which is it's our gas, but we're paying someone else's prices, and that just hurts. You can't get another country on this planet that's, has the sun, the wind, the gas, even the coal. Like, it's our resources, and yet our energy prices are through the roof because we export most of it and we have to pay international prices. So my motion was about, guys, can we have more of our gas staying here and offered here first at a reasonable price before it gets exported? Can we have better transparency in terms of the prices that are out there and the terms of those contracts? And we've got this thing called the Future Gas Strategy. It needs to get the punters around the table and all the other stakeholders to talk about what's the role of gas on this energy transition and net zero, and what's the best, highest value use of that gas so that we don't have the lights go out and we can actually still heat people's homes in the next few winters, but then move into other things like getting houses onto electricity and other things like that. We can't afford to have a shortage of energy when people are already doing it tough.
The fact that gas prices have seemed to defy economic orthodoxy in the sense that the amount of gas we've using as a country is declining, and yet the prices are still going up. Crazy.
Yeah.
And the second thing is too, and I think this is driving people crazy, is the fact that we have overseas buyers telling us when we're looking at getting access to more of our gas are saying, don't do a thing. Yet they're getting our gas, which we understand. We've made a contract. We honour that. But I don't think we ever signed the contract to supply gas for them to then on-sell it, in Japan's case, about a third, and make a mozza out of it. It is nuts. And so my thing is, we should reform that. It's not okay. We should reform that. And what we should be doing is looking at things like whether or not there's a gas trigger called the ADGSM. It's designed to allow the government to intervene if there's a forecast shortfall. And my idea, what I think needs to happen, is that if a country or a buyer on-sells gas 1 year, then we take that into account in forward orders and get that supply back and give it to the Australian market, because it's been found that the on-selling, the volumes that have been on-sold, could easily supply the East Coast for what it needs for industry and households. That has got to stop.
You're talking about the government needing to have spine. Is the government of all persuasions, and particularly the government now, are you afraid of the gas industry?
Well, given how much I've spoken up about things that I reckon are shortchanging a country, I think just take me by what I've said. Like, if I wouldn't say it.
But the government as a whole?
All this stuff needs to change. And I think governments of both persuasions, I'm very proud of my government. We took some good stands in the last term, but I think we've got to do more. But governments of all persuasions haven't really looked at it, but the times call for a change, and that's what we've got to do.
Nicolette, you expressed some sad hesitation at whether this is likely to go anywhere. What's your take on our likelihood and whether you think the government's afraid or not?
Well, I think there's a few things at play. Having 3-year terms in a democracy is terrible for long-term planning. You get that classic thing about you get 100 days of giving it a crack, and after that you're almost in election campaign mode. And yes, there are a lot of resources, a lot of money, a lot of interest sitting in the fossil fuel lobby. And then that's why we subsidise fossil fuels. Both teams, red and blue, continue to do that because that has previously been the backbone of the economy. It hasn't, we're moving on, and in some of those subsidies kind of crazy now because it's so much cheaper to do renewables. But there is a reliability issue here. On the politics of it, it's kind of why I'm an independent. There's really no opposition at the moment for the government to do anything differently than playing both sides, which is let's do more renewables, which is doing very well. particularly now with its home battery rebate. So some punters can get a crack at being part of that. But it's also playing the other side, which is keeping, close and friendly with the fossil fuel lobby. It's hard to break up from someone who's had your back, and they've got a lot of interests in there. So WA, I get it. It's hard. But ultimately, when you're elected, your job is, particularly when you've got a massive majority in the lower house like Labor does, its job is to look after the punters, and it's going to have to make some hard decisions. I've seen Labor do it in the past. It's made some stunning reform things like Medicare and even superannuation and all these things. It can do it. It's done it before. This is the time now. It doesn't have to be a radical get off gas. As long as we've got a plan and everyone knows what's happening when, what good looks like along the way, I reckon you'd be surprised how well everyone will get on with it and make it happen.
So, Nicolette, you said that the government can sort of do what they want at the moment. Like, there's no political opposition. They can push through anything they want. So, in your mind, is the opposition then the gas cartels or these corporations themselves, which, yes, they give a little bit of money to each political party to keep everyone happy, but they've also got a $100 million stick that they can use coming into election time of running ads and interference against the political party. And I guess, there might only be $40,000 or $50,000 from these organisations getting given to the government or each political party to keep them topped up. But is it that $100 million marketing stick that they've got that is the big issue for the government?
Yeah, I think it's less the money going into the coffers, the carrots. I think it's more the sticks. I mean, certainly money goes from the fossil fuel industry into third parties to run campaigns as well. I certainly was the recipient of that in the last election. And also there is a bit of a link in with the industry, with super funds as well. Yeah.
I get that you'll focus on donations and try and draw the connection, but if that was operating so clearly, we wouldn't have moved to cap gas prices in the last term. Like, we did that early on. I've got to tell you, that is not a small call to make, because where gas prices were headed and the way that those companies were absolutely profiting, and I think it was Joe Biden who said they were making more money than God. At that point in time, we said, no, enough, and we capped, right?
Just to get a bit nerdy, the cap was also above the all-time high price that we ever paid for gas. So the ceiling was also very high, even though, it's a good move, but even the ceiling they should have been happy with.
The cap, compared to where prices were likely to go, was way lower, and it was a pretty big call. And my point is, we have made the calls in the past, and it signals that we can do it in the future. But the thing that really happens is, what we've all reflected on is the size of the campaigns, the scare campaigns. As I've called out, some of them are, well, if you do this, we won't invest in new fields. Like, come on, as if one of the most sought after resources of our time at the moment, they're going to just turn their back on. We have stared down that threat in times past. What's my proof? We had a WA Premier in Alan Carpenter do just that, and that's why we've got a West Coast reservation, because he said we want more gas. So we can do it, but as I've said, we can't keep trading off the courage and the guts of previous generations. We'll have to show that ourselves. The response I get when I talk about this from supporters and the general public is, it's our gas. And so we should have greater control on it. We need to use that gas not only as part of the transition, and because it will be used more and more for gas powered generation as a backup. But the other thing is too, it should transfer into economic strength, that we can think long term. We've got a lot of eggs in the resources and agriculture basket in this country. We've got to deepen economic complexity, means coming up with new industries, new things that we need to do to trade off, keep the economy strong, to give people jobs into the long term. That is the big long-term economic play we do not talk about and we've got to work on. My view is, you speak up, you might be way up front at some point. I'm happy to be patient and wait for the catch up. But I do think it's an important thing that we've got to speak about. And I'm glad we're talking about it here, because it's about also bringing the public along with us.
Hear, hear.
Well, I definitely think the punters are with you. When it comes to this issue, I think we really understand it's our gas. And so my only thing, Ed, are you the canary in the coal mine that they've sent forward first to see if you die first. Like they send you out to test the waters to see just how like the public responds. Like, is this Labor's like subversive tactic to go
market testing, right?
Send Ed. He's annoyed us in the past. Send him out. He'll go against the mining industry, and then the government gets to test their water. And if you, as the metaphorical canary, drop dead for whatever reasons, and politically, the government can say, "Oh no, like we weren't ever going to do that. Like we're totally cool." Like, is that a conspiracy or just a coincidence?
Well, I've really enjoyed doing this podcast. I'm really uplifted. If I can emphasize, I'm a big fan of self-preservation, so I'd like to keep going and not expire.
Funny thing, we're hiring a lobbyist if things don't end up well.
If this canary doesn't fare well.
Yes. It would be great that we were that organised that we had a star chamber that sent out a missive saying go forth and do this.
Yeah, tribute.
It don't work that way. If people go and check my public record on speaking up on this, even as a minister, I have spoken up on this and spoken strongly. I genuinely think this is something that's important for the good of the country. I appreciate sometimes you do speak up on things and it comes with risk. I've done that in times past, but I think I would hope people, and I hope certainly people who follow the podcast would appreciate I don't do it lightly. I don't do it for the heck of it, and I do it from a good place. So I'm a believer in making good trouble, and I think we need to make good trouble on this.
Okay. Now, finally, Nicolette, to you, is it ambitious enough? All I just want to say from sometimes I feel like when I watch this government, I feel like they're going into a Facebook marketplace negotiation and they've listed the price they want, not realizing it's a negotiation. So start a little bit higher. And do you think it's ambitious enough given we're giving half our gas away for free? These bludgers don't pay tax. Norway charged 78% on their oil. Qatar made $78 billion. Are we going in high enough knowing the cards we're holding?
Oh, of course not. But like I said, it's easy for me. Of course not. Of course not. No, it's not. And I have a climate background as well. So apart from the pricing part, I look at the fact that we just can't have new gas, in my opinion. We don't need it because we've got an export problem, not a gas supply problem. A little bit move it around the country and what have you. But no, not enough. And it comes to, we just got to put people rather than a sort of party interest back into the centre of those decisions. And this is the opportunity. It's kind of exciting that the government's got such a majority in the lower house. Obviously, it's still got to talk things through with different groups in the upper house. But look what they just did on nature laws. They did that with their arch enemy, the Greens. So huge. Like no one should underestimate how big that was. That gives me great hope that we can do the industry and the gas reform that we need. Plus, we can gun for net zero at a pace that works for the climate, and we can do the most important thing, which is get our power bills down. So it just takes the edge off everybody doing it tough.
Yep. We don't have a shortage of supply. We got a glut of greed. Like, we just got to be able to tackle that.
And so I appreciate both.
Wait up, I just got to do that. Hang on. It was Facebook Marketplace. I just want to use that one in the future.
Yeah,
become the talking points. Yeah.
Feel free to watch my Instagram reels and use any talking points you wish. I can be your canary, Ed. You can see how many likes.
Oh, much better. Oh, yeah, you do the canary thing.
I'll go into bat for anyone that goes into bat for this sort of stuff. So it's been great to have you both here. Christmas is coming up. So we would like you to use all your political wisdom to help us redirect a conversation between Punter James and myself, a conversation that's likely to come up at a Christmas dinner table. But you need to use all your political maneuvering to direct the conversation away from politics as best you can. Extra points for how smoothly the transition is and how relevant their pivot is too. Now, James and I will give an example, okay?
How about Trump? The economy under Trump is so damn good.
Oh, speaking of the economy, I was just in the US and I spent $70 on 2 burritos. Can you believe it?
70 on burritos?
Yeah, I was in California.
In the US?
Yeah, I was in California.
Yosemite.
Okay, do you see what happened there?
Yeah, this is going to require a level of imagination I don't possess.
So essentially, your job is to misdirect this political conversation that James and I are about to have. See how you go. Who would like to go first?
Go on, Ed.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Ed. I'll give the example, okay? Oh, mate, Chairman Albo just kicked my kid off TikTok. Believe it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Bloody, we're headed right now towards some digital ID controlling everything. Bloody, they're going to control everything.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Get off Facebook, Dad.
What? Mate, don't give me that. That was not Facebook. This. I watched Sky News.
Dad, Sky News isn't news.
Oh, here we go. What, the woke ABC is?
Hey, did you see that sick Luka Doncic play where he bagged out the guy in the crowd over saying that he was a great example for his kids because he was razzing on them from the sidelines?
Oh, razzing.
No,
Luka
really?
in the NBA.
Yeah, saying what a great example you're setting for your kids. And the funny thing was, it was the kid that was talking trash to Doncic.
Real? Can you send me that clip? That would be well diffused. We're now thinking about something completely different.
I'm thinking about Luka shooting threes.
When all else fails, the NBA comes in.
That's quite a good political maneuver. Minus points because the stretch from...
Big stretch.
Big stretch.
But it was the TikTok. I wanted to come in on the TikTok, but you went to Sky News.
True. Okay, excellent. I see the relevance there. Not bad. Okay. Nicolette, how you feeling? Are you ready?
No.
No need. This one's right up your alley too, Nicolette. Here we go. Oh, I drove past those bloody wind farms on the way here. Half those then weren't even bloody spinning, mate. Talk about renewable. Government ruining this country. Huh.
Connor, wind is literally the cheapest energy now, and coal is destroying the entire planet.
Go. Greta Thunberg over here.
Did you see that she went out on a boat out on the water, met Twiggy Forrest, and the two of them were stuck there because they couldn't get their ships into port because they had renewable diesel in their engines, which was apparently against international marine shipping rules.
Oh, don't get me started on shipping rules. Now, I went fishing the other day and that might have been quite the segue.
Not bad at all. I would have gone into marine fishing rules straight away.
The fishing got me.
Someone was fishing in a shipping channel. I mean, you can't do that.
Although, Nicolette, I saw you take a side. It sounded like you were leaning towards those bloody renewables whatevers. Which might have gotten Uncle me on board.
I'm not saying renewable at Christmas dinner, I'll tell you that much.
I want to put a big turbine, one of those ones that's not moving, on top of Parliament House with all that hot air coming up at question time and just, create some wind power from where obvious source, politicians' hot air. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah.
Well played, both of you. I think I'm going to give it to Nicolette. I think the experience of 15 years.
Oh, I'm giving it to Ed.
Ah.
Sorry, Nicolette. I'm giving it to Ed every day.
I was still trying to track down that Luka Doncic reel.
Well, with the follow-up, I can appreciate. Just pull out your phone, pull up a funny reel and say, look at this.
Yeah, that's
no
right.
way. Believe that?
Straight
well
away.
played. Good luck at Christmas, both of you. Thanks so much for joining the Punters on the Punters Politics podcast. It's been absolutely fantastic to have you.
Thank you. All the best to you all.
A lot of gas jokes.
Wasn't there just? That's low-hanging fruit. I'm above that.
That's dad territory, eh?
Yeah, almost.
What do you mean almost? You make those jokes.
Now, here's the thing. This is one thing that I noticed in a little bit of carry on after the interview and after the recording actually
stopped. So do we need a
stopped.
jingle for this, for like this post-match breakdown? I'll have to think of one like the...
I think possibly.
Dig into the stats on...
Yeah, it's a good
on
call.
The play-by-play. We'll break down the play-by-play here on that. Maybe it's a sports betting sort of one. Let's break down the play-by-play.
Yeah, maybe
I'll make it.
Maybe a gambling company can sponsor it. That'd be great.
Maybe we could.
Here's one thing that I noticed though in that little bit of talk post-interview.
Yeah.
Ed Husic likes me better than you.
Yeah. He
Oh yes,
politician Ed in the post-interview breakdown. I asked to get access to the Qantas Chairman's Lounge. And I was firmly denied.
Yeah, but apparently there's a seat waiting for me. So thank you, Ed. Appreciate it.
Punter James might get in there. Lots of political manoeuvres pulled in that interview there. I thought my tough journalism, I thought there were good questions like, are you afraid? Did you notice the non-answer on that?
Yeah, what about the big stick coming from everyone fighting against it, right?
Yeah. I think what is interesting to contrast is party politics, independent politician politics.
Yes.
Nicolette there's no party. She doesn't have to go back and say, can I say this? Can I not say this?
Yep.
Politician Ed can be fired at any time from his party.
Yeah.
They can boot him. He can get in trouble. He can get all these things. So he can't really say what he wants to say. And I think that's why politicians use political maneuvers. When I say, are you the canary in the coal mine?
Yeah.
Have you been sent out? Because obviously he's, all the inside gossip girl about is he in with the Prime Minister, is he not, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, okay,
do they not like him? he's not going to really report on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some well-timed political maneuvers from politician Ed there. Nicolette doesn't seem like any movement's likely. Politician Ed feels like they might get some tinkering. I really do struggle with Labor politicians when they, like, no, we did big things. We did and obviously I can't go into it.
We remember Chris Bowen coming on and saying, they got $2 billion more tax or royalties, whatever it was. I can't remember. And that was, I think, Richard Dennis's point of, you've done good, do more good. And Ed spoke to that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And so it seems like at an individual level, if that's a thing for him, he's definitely pushing for reform and change, which is a positive.
Here's something I noticed, the political maneuver that I've seen other politicians on the podcast use is when I challenge them about this party machine that I think is wholly corrupted, like I bring up all the resource ministers, they come back to I'm a representative of my community and I'm not afraid to push and I'm not afraid to get hard things done. Yep. They sidestep criticism of the party, and I think that is what frustrates people.
Yeah.
I think that is what punters listen to this podcast. It pisses them off when you can't just say, bloody slow-ass dinosaur machine, I'm trying to push him.
Yeah, there's no accountability
And Albo
there.
is afraid.
Yep.
Of course he's afraid. He just wants power and he wants to win, and he's afraid that if he does this, he won't win.
Yep.
That's what we know everyone's thinking.
You can even just say, hey, party politics can be done better. Yeah. Like, you don't have to come out and negatively super critique the party. You can still.
But when you avoid the critique altogether,
yes,
so I think that's what people are sort of tiring when it comes to major party politics. And the other thing, which was the Chris Bowen political maneuver that we'll pull out, was no, we've done big things. Like, all I'm saying is wind back the whole we're doing big things, because as a regular punter, you're not. You could. Like, I contrasted. Hopefully people picked that up.
To me, a big thing is
78% tax.
To me, first of all, a big thing is stop subsidizing. Stop giving away $14 billion or $15 billion every year to these fossil fuel companies. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
But I think even the next level above that is saying, okay, we're going to stop that $14 billion in subsidies, and we're going to use the money for this.
Something else,
Tell us what you're using the money for. Don't just put it back in the coffers.
Yeah.
What is Treasury going to use that money for? And that gets people to go. Exactly. It makes them jump on.
Yeah.
I think that's the next step.
Because I think that's the other thing. And there's obviously different degrees of which politicians say one thing and do another.
Yep.
And that's why party politics, because obviously Ed Husic is different to his party colleagues. He's pushing for different things and he's inside the tent trying to push it. I understand that. But when you come out and say, we're doing big things.
Yep.
We see you're talking a big game, but we see what comes out the other end is not a big game.
Yeah.
And that tires us.
This episode is running a little bit long, headbutt, but do we have time for shoot the shit?
Just Punter's fine. And I mean, make it quick.
Okay. First comment. Punter Tory. She says, and all fair play. Number one, Australia is opt-in organ donation.
I thought it was
little
opt-out.
correction from sorry, Tory. Thank you very
for
much.
The fact check. Was there a citation provided?
No, but I think she just knows what she's talking about more than us, so I'm happy with that.
I'll take your word, but I do appreciate a citation.
Shut up. Okay. Number two, Bart, not Homer, does the swinging arms. Now, I wasn't raised on the Simpsons, Tory. I'm sorry. Number three.
This is Bart Simpson doing the swinging arms.
Not Homer. And number three, I was going to offer pro bono HR services until you bagged us. I promise we are on the employee side just as much as the company side. Anyone who isn't doing the job right. Now, number one, I agree that if they're not on
Of course a HR person would say that.
Yeah.
That's what they're paid to say.
Maybe I should have said, in my experience, HR is always on the company's side because the company employs them.
I was about to say, who's the paycheck from?
Yeah.
That's not from me.
Incentive structures. We've talked about it a little bit before. Oh, this is a good one. Punter Sheriff Wood says, how are you going to safeguard against the punters lobbyist being a double agent?
Oh, we pay him. It's fine.
Yeah.
The whole point.
Yeah, but what if they're still getting paid from said lobbying company?
Oh, we'll put it in the contract. Easy. Done. Next.
Conrad will get his lawyers onto you. Watch out. Punter Nadia, who is a long-time listener, she
taking
says...
up that comment quota?
Yeah.
Nadia?
No, that's fine. We're only at 20 this week. We're good.
Oh.
She says, shoot the shit segment needs a jingle. Take that under advisement. That's a good recommendation.
I'll take that on notice.
Yeah, looks like AI.
What would it be?
Looks like AI is going to get a workout this week.
Is that I'm just thinking of...
I think we're above fart jokes. Funny, but we can do them a little bit classier. Come on.
Anyway, that's the show, Punters. We are releasing content across all social media. If you're a kid, get a VPN. See you on Instagram. But we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you want us. That's where we are.
If you have any show ideas, get in contact, oipunter@punterspolitics.com.
And if you would like to bypass the corporate media algorithm, you can sign up at punterspolitics.com to our newsletter, because we, once again, got to be on everything so the billionaire algorithms can't control everything we see.
I'm subscribed.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, power to the punts.
Power to the Punters.